This is Monday, the first day of your work, and you prove your patriotism and to the nation and the loyalty to the emperor. We said, yes, sir, we will. And at that moment, I saw bluish-white flash in the window, and I remember having the sensation of floating up in the air. That's the end of my memory. When I regained my consciousness in the total darkness and silence, I found myself pinned under the collapsed building. I tried to move my body, but I couldn't, so I knew I was faced with death.
Setsuko är en av de som överlevde bomberna från Hiroshima och Nagasaki. De kallas för hibakushor och reser ofta runt och berättar för ungdomar och för människor om det de har varit med om.
Then all of a sudden, somebody from behind shook my left shoulder and said, keep moving, keep pushing, keep kicking. I'm trying to free you. They hear me talk about my direct contact with that experience, my own survival in the first atomic bombing. It's not the textbook writing, it's me telling them what I experienced. I think that makes it easier for them to relate to what I'm talking about. And so it's a good way to help anybody to start thinking about that issue.
So I've read so much about nuclear weapons for years, and yet it's quite remarkable to hear someone bear witness to the use of them. And one of the most remarkable things about your talk is how you were able to take one of the most unimaginable tragedies of life and turn it into a positive force in the world for good. And I have great admiration for the work that you've done for years on this issue. I mean, right now there isn't a huge anti-nuclear movement in the world, but I can guarantee you that if a city anywhere in the world would be destroyed by a nuclear weapon tomorrow, you'd very quickly get an anti-nuclear movement. So ideally, we could get the movement without having to lose a city.
Well, I think that, like we saw today with Setsuko and Eric, here are two people who are really taking away this idea that nuclear weapons are abstract. So when we can take that abstraction and make this nuclear threat personal, because it is personal, because Setsuko shows us personally through her exceptional story and bravery and courage and inspiration what she as a 13-year-old child endured. I mean, we can't imagine, we really cannot imagine.
Det här att förbjuda vapenslag är inget nytt. Vi har ju förbjudit kemiska vapen och vi har förbjudit biologiska vapen, klusterbomber och landminor. Men kärnvapen är konstigt nog fortfarande tillåtet att både producera och transportera och att inneha och att hota med. Och det är det enda massförstörelsevapen som inte är förbjudet i internationell lag. Och det är hög tid att vi gör det nu, 70 år efter att Hiroshima och Nagasaki förstördes under dessa vapen.
But let me say something else. Well, survival after that experience was very difficult. Some people said, I wish I were dead in that bombing. Survival is harder.